I'm sure you all have your own management system for guided reading. I hesitated to put this my guided reading binder, because the more I've been reading about guided reading has morphed. Because of the Common Core and the close reading that you all talked about, we no longer, guided reading is more about differentiated reading instruction. So that could easily be my differentiated reading instruction binder. We thank Fountas and Pinnell and the early people who started guided reading, and who was it you mentioned? Tricia Cunningham really was, I think, one of the pioneers with guided reading. And the focus and the idea was that I'm going to have a text that I'm going to have students that it might be at their instructional level, or it might be a little higher than your instructional level. I now like to try to use one that's a little higher. Depending on, knowing who my students are. I'm looking at my data, my DRAs, my running records, whatever they are. But anyway, I just want you to know that I use it, and what I'm reading about is that we revisit, and I heard that here, we revisit the same text multiple times because I'm reading it differently each time. I have a different purpose. Just go to the Common Core. I'm going to read it first for practice fluency. I'm going to go back to the same text to understand the vocabulary. I want to go back to that book so that I know that I truly understand it and can ask myself questions about it and cite textual evidence. You can't teach all of that in 20 minutes. So now what I'm suggesting is that when you go to a text, and what I'm going to use for this demo is, and I'm glad I fell back on them. Do any of you know readworks.org?
Yes.
Yeah. Love it, because there's single passages that are Lexile leveled. This is a first grade one, actually, I'm going to use. It's Lexile 260. It's easy to navigate because there's not a lot. They're one page. I can get through a one pager quicker than I can get through a leveled text, even those small little leveled readers. And this is actually, I'm glad it's an informational. We're going to read about polar bears. And the other good thing is I keep them in these, what are these called? Yes, the little, okay? Because my kids bring with them their little white cloth sock. We do our word work right on here. They can erase it. When we come back and revisit this for word work, they bring their sock and their marker. Because word work does not take place in the same time either. These are two different skills, right? So my strategy is going to learn about leaving tracks of their thinking today. So I have 5 volunteers. The other thing that I put in here, so as I gather my leveled passages, I put K1, 2, I have a section for each one. So all I have to do is pull them out of the binder. The kids can keep them. They can then, when they go off to practice reading it, they take it with them. And I know I'm going to get it back in pretty good shape. They don't take it out of here, because I let them practice. When they leave me, they take it, they go practice with it with their buddy. The idea is then when I see them doing it independently, when they come back to me at the table, they either bring it back when they're ready to read it independently. I just see all the tracks of their thinking. And then I have to have a conference with them with their independent reading, and they have to show me where they did it with their independent reading. Right? There's my assessment. And we keep a strategy. I also keep in my binder, I have the Lexile, the reading A to Z leveling correlation chart. All right? So I have all of them in here. I have Fountas and Pinnell, I have reading A to Z, I have the DRA level, so I know where the kids are when they're in. All right? So I'm going to try and pull this together. You have a script in front of you.